The Hungarian Fashion Design Agency has a long time cooperation with the Camera Nazionale della Moda Italiana, and through this cooperation we had the chance to be part of the Milan Fashion Week, and that's how we met in last September, and we had just a small talk, and we already talk about it. A possibility about to attend, to come to Budapest, but everything changed, and now here we are in this beautiful Puglia, and it's amazing place. How was the grew up here in this beautiful place?
Beautiful. The vibe is the nature. The nature give you the right answer and give you the right advice about the life. Because, for example, if you notice now, it's almost autumn, no? Almost fall. And the nature became a little bit more, let's say, beautiful, bright. No, they're starting to lose the come si dice, le foglie, lose the
leather.
Yes. Became a little bit more silent, and that's what I want to tell you. What to tell you, the life is impermanent. You cannot looking for the perfection. Perfection means change, little change, slightly change, and also get adapt yourself in that situation. That's why I think I grew up in Puglia. I got this sense of open mind and really elastic mentality, elastic culture to adapt myself at the different situation. For example, adapt, be comfortable in different situations, because, for example, now we are in lockdown again, but you don't have to feel scary about that one, but you have to take the best part, the best positive part. For example, you came here, we have the chance to be in the middle of the grass and talking. Rather, okay, we miss unfortunately a fashion week in Budapest, but you have always a solution. You always nature tell you there is always a solution. There is always sun after the night.
Yeah, you are really, it's absolutely true, and it's amazing that how the digitalization can solve this problem.
For example, the digital make another approach, a creative approach in fashion, and the way to communicate fashion. That's why it's very incredible what opportunity we have now to explore this new language. Because for us, for example, I grew up in the physically fashion era, no? It was everything was physical, you show, picture. It was analogic at the time, you believe. And now we start this very dramatic moment. Digital come to us as tools, as important tools to make a new approach, but also very creative. Because, for example, in the new generation, at the last fashion show, at the last fashion week, fashion month, whatever, mostly the new generation come up with a lot of good idea to don't face the problem, don't face the dark, see the positive after the dark.
Yeah, the sun after the dark.
See.
Yeah, and you are really active on Instagram. You have 1.9 million followers on Instagram, and you are also posting on TikTok and Twitter daily. So do you have any suggestion for fashion brands to use this new type of media?
I can talk for hours about this kind of social media, because I starting very soon. When Instagram now is 10 years, can you believe? I started in the 2010. I remember very well. At that time we used to be in Twitter, and everyone jump in Instagram. But social media, what does it mean? It is the new square where people can socialize. Because now we became, for example, after pandemic mostly, but also before, everyone want to share opinion, experience, contents, and that's incredible, because it's such a nice way to share what you like, what you have, what your job, your life, your passion, and it is. I feel like having a big digital square where you meet a different person, and you can have a different kind of relationship, and then is a parallel life. I think digital became another type of life.
Relationship, you mentioned it, so it's all the behavior of the consumers changed, and it's a big role of the social media and the digitalization. How do you see that part?
Absolutely, that's why we say everything is changed through this instrument, through this way to communicate, because also the consume became different. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Before we used to go shopping with the Saturday night with my friends, Saturday afternoon with my friends. We spend so much time together. Now we go everyone to e-commerce, to e-commerce platform, but we have this relationship. We still share the advice, the tips, and became another type of stay together. But I don't mind. I think is a new opportunity. It's not something they took off something. It's something that is a plus, value plus. That's why when they starting this dramatic moment, what I say to the people, to the students, to my student also, don't be afraid. This is a big opportunity for you, because you can explore this real world, which is in digital, but is a real. Because, for example, platform like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, you see how much important they became. Look at the consumer of the new generation on TikTok. Many brands jump on TikTok because it's a new platform for very young kids. And now the brand, for example, Celine, last show of Celine, which was in Monaco, digital show, of course, done in Monaco by this Liman, used to be in TikTok live. That means it's like a new opportunity, new world open next to our world. Then it's great because it's a crossover culture. Yeah, crossover culture, crossover contamination, crossover consume and communication. It's not, I don't like to say we are from, no. We have to say now is all about digital real life together. It's a new language, new Esperanto. We don't need to share, to separate the new era from the old one. It's all contaminate from my point of view.
Yeah, absolutely, you are right. And there are some words that already in the knowledge, new words, transparency, and also trust. What do you think about this part? Because it's really important.
That's why I like to myself my social media. I don't like doing with other. It has to be my voice. Has to be. It's your way to express yourself. Then you have to really have a big responsibility about what you write and what you post. And second, is very important to feel this transparency. More you came authentic, more this social media work. That sometimes if you became a character of yourself, you're going to don't like, you're going to lose your audience. That's why I like when your digital voice is your voice.
Yeah, and I see it yesterday and today. You arrived and you already use your Instagram and with your voice, with comments, and you really share your life.
I really care about this importance of.
It's important for you.
Very important, but also because I also brand ambassador of Istituto Marangoni. Yeah. This means I have a big responsibility because in front to the students, for the new generation, to really give them the right advice in digital mostly, because for example, last years we've done all online courses. But also because they follow me, and then I try to make my Instagram between my private life but more what I want to say in my job. My job is my life, and then became very close to what I am, but it's a big responsibility to give, to share my experience, because that's important. Not about what you are, but what you can give them. Ecco, it's time to give. For me, social media is give.
Give.
Give. Yeah, share and give. That's a, not be fame.
I think it's really important what you said, and you are using the social media really right way.
I try our best. I want to say, in fact, about be fame, be careful about this kind of visibility, because when it became obsessed, come si dice, can be very damning, can be really frustrating, no? People can get frustrated if you think you can't a follower. Try to really be realistic or very focused on when you use Instagram, rather than look at yourself in a mirror.
I think this is the message what the fashion designers should also use during the social media plan. And let's talk now about the sustainability.
Yeah. We already finished it. Digital, we can talking for hour.
Yeah, we can. But if we can also talk different topics.
No, I want to tell you something else. Yeah, for example, digital fashion week. It was the first time.
Yeah.
Last
September.
Also, starting June. Everything starting in June 2020. Like a digital
buying and everything.
Buying, men's fashion week, couture fashion week, and then we come up pret-à-porter, women pret-à-porter. It was a very big challenge for all of us to start to try to survive at this tsunami in this moment, because for many people, for example, from Asia, my colleague in Japan, they cry because for them, not traveling, not coming to Milano, to Paris is a big damage, because they love come in the source, no? At the source, fashion is a source, like a big water.
Sourcing, yes.
No? How you say? Source.
Source, yes.
Source. Yeah, for me, fashion, I can see a big water.
Water, yeah.
Water, fresh water, no? But the fresh water still
you have to touch, you have to
touch,
be there.
Feel like here. I want to feel the grass, I want to touch it. And for the Asian, no, mostly for Japan people, they used to travel every month. Not travel this time. It was a big problem from them. It's like don't be invited at the ball. Don't be like a Cenerentola. You cannot come to the ball, to the big ball. And then I feel they lose the experience. Allora, physically experience in fashion is very important. Is very sensitive, emotional, dreaming. But we can see the second positive phase. And this approach, a digital approach of the last fashion week, is also something very interesting, because we exploring a creativity for a young designer, for example, digital fashion show, filming, cooperation, collaboration, so many collaboration with the art director, movie director. We can
short movies, like Dior did it many times.
With Matteo Garrone. I mean, this great, or Valentino with Nick Knight and the haute couture. Giuliano Calza, this completely digital avatar, incredible. Very modern. Moschino with all the guests. Yes, with all the guests, with all the front row. Or Jeremy Scott in Moschino with the little puppet.
Yes.
It was incredible too, so delicate. But we can talking forever. And we was so, it was for us very unexpected, a very good fresh energy inject in the fashion, because it was everything was new for us.
Yes, and this is amazing how fashion can adapt new challenges.
Yeah,
and this is how creative people can use this opportunity.
Because fashion is a never-ending story. Fashion is like literature, movie, art, music. It's never ending. Then it is a muse. Then we'll find always a way to show up, to tell you the right thing. Now, of course, we suffer. All suffer. It's a little bit. We suffer about the situation, but at the same time, she came up like a beautiful woman with a great idea. Okay, let's try that.
Yes.
And then we go over and over and over. And also the platform, social platform became the new shop, the new square where you can...
Omnichannel opportunities all over, or digitalization.
Incredible.
Instagram, yeah, e-commerce.
E-commerce and mostly TikTok. TikTok is very, now for me is the new challenge because I feel it's very different different from Instagram. Instagram is or is already an institution, is more politically correct. TikTok is the lightness, the new need in social media, is very close to YouTuber.
Yes.
For me, it's the small YouTuber then practice in TikTok, and I found very difficult for me. Because it's really a language for kids, and for new kids is very, very...
Different target groups.
Absolutely. And very spontaneous, with lightness, but I think I want to explore. That's why I started also in TikTok, because if you don't explore in your way, you cannot understand social media. I don't like when people say, I say, what about your Instagram account? I don't have. No. Allora, this is not possible. You have to really take the bad comments. You really understand if your account doesn't go very well. You have to really understand what you have to say, what you have to write. Not possible to talking about social if you don't practice. That's for me the first rules.
And the part of the information.
The part of information.
So not just using, it's also source information.
Absolutely. Through Instagram, I can follow the Fashion Week. You know, I can really follow the Fashion Week next to runway. I can see in Instagram what's going on every day. Good, because also it's good. You know why? Because you have to edit your source.
Yes.
Then it became a very, very personal. For example, I have let's say, small part of friends, but more source of information and business. Is very related to my job, but my job is my life. Then it became again.
So your job is your life.
Yeah.
You mentioned the e-commerce part. It's really important now, but what is it now? How is it the role of the real shops?
Yeah, they changed so much. They changed the experience, changed so much because e-commerce became very important for the new generation. All my assistants, they don't go to shop. They buy in e-commerce. They buy every day. They go to Maria Teresa, to Yux, to Net-a-Porter. Every day they stay at the
for shootings.
No, they buy personal.
Buying,
no.
Personal buying.
If they had to, because for example, when I starting, we was obsessed by new things, and we used to go at the shop, or call the shop is arrived, the new items, blah blah blah. And now they don't. All the new assistants, my new girls, then crazy for fashion, they go every day on e-commerce. The new newsletter, new arrival. They don't go to the shop anymore, you know what I mean? Allora, experience in fashion, they always are good therapy for everything to me. It's good vibe, it's good something, they make you in a good energy, in a good vibe. But it's changed. For example, the shop in Milan, they became more and more statement of flagship, more like a place, advertising place.
Advertising, marketing.
Marketing place. I mean, you can, at a festival, there are so many of brand, so many of big brand shop, rather than Italian, for example, used to have lot of multi-brand, like Corso Como, like Corso Como 10, like so many in Italy, like Sugar, like, I mean, we have a bunch of stuff. But now, this kind of situation, they became very local, but in the big city, you can see this big mall, but represented by corner of brand. Then it's very more place you can have a communication of your brand or marketing brand, but not a small, cozy place where you can have a coffee, you can try shoes and clothes and chatting with the friends. We used to do that. We used to spend hour and hour in the shop chatting with the friend. Oh, what you have? Try those. Try you. And now became more a place where you have a big communication of the brand, more statement.
Statement.
Like, yeah, a statement, more corporate. That's the physical shop. Okay. For example, Monte Napoleone became, you can see all the big name one by the other one, and not more you cannot see the small
brands, yes.
Small brand or small multi-brand. Used to be very Italian way to buying. Or if you go to the big city, international big city, still you have this incredible Army Square, where you see big mall, one floor, Prada, one floor. Oh, there we are. Please,
coming back.
Oh, ciao. You know, where you have one floor by Vuitton, one floor by Chanel, one. You know, became more like a magazine. When you open the magazine, marketing place.
It's experimental, so they are using for experiences, like Montclair and...
for example, and then became a place where you can have different events.
Yes.
In fact, you can have in this place, you can have different events, like during the fashion week, you have always something up in the shop. Became a little theater of fashion, let's say. Oh, there we are.
Hi.
But for me, which is Italian European, I enjoy so much the research of little thing, or I remember I spent so much time with Manuela Pavesi, which was incredible stylist, muse of Miuccia, working with Miuccia on Prada. I spent so much time with her, working on a little in Paris, in the little shop like Didier Ludo, this place where you can find also some vintage pieces.
Yes.
She was explaining me everything about the first Pierre Cardin clothes, or touching the Saint Laurent, the original Saint Laurent by Monsieur Saint Laurent. I mean, that's for me is incredible experience. Or go around the shop, a multi-brand shop, to find the really new designer. Now is different. Now you go in the big store, and you can have events, you can have exhibition, you can have influencer events, all these things. It's okay. It's a new way to approach this incredible place.
Yes, absolutely. And I saw during Milan Fashion Week, the Rinascente has special corner for the upcoming designers, Italian designers. So maybe this is a new opportunity for emerging brands too.
Absolutely, yes. But for example, I give you another example. In Japan, which is very important now, is the pop-up in the middle. Pop-up in the middle of the big mall. For example, Isetan, they have constantly this kind of temporary pop-up where they present or emergency designer or something new. Some item news. For example, I'll give you an example. Hermes, which is go very well in Japan, but like insane. 200% more, because it became a luxury brand in Asia, became
more important now.
More important than ever. But for example, they did a pop-up store about the launch of the lipstick.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah, that was insane. The code outside is a ton. Because, for example, for them, this kind of temporary experience, like new items, new mask that you can have, blah, 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 is very important for them. Also new emergence, new design, brand new designer. Like, for example, this clothes that I'm wearing is Patou, the new Patou done by Guillaume. Guillaume used to be a designer for Carven and then Nina Ricci, and now he took Patou, which is a maison French maison. And that's, for example, this new collection, for them became very interesting because it's brand new.
Brand new.
And maybe they do some events.
It's look amazing on you.
Thank you so much. It's more alive, ecco. Shopping became an experience alive. It's not more a way to spend time. It's more experience as a cook also.
It's part of our life.
Part of your life, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the sustainability.
Okay.
So those days during the pandemic situations changed a lot, everything.
Yes.
And the transparency and the way how we shop, how we buy is changed.
Yeah.
And it's more important to be the supply chain in Europe and get back from Asia. How do you see this part?
Oh, absolutely, this is so important. That's a big, big issue for me. I want to tell you, 2 years ago, in the 2018, I did a big event of myself because I don't know if you remember, but I took all my archive, all my looks, and sell all my looks in
I saw it,
auction.
Yes.
To charity. I give
to
all
charity,
to
yes,
charity
I saw
because for me it was the first step of sustainability in my little world. But I didn't thinking about that. It was a feeling of something changed so much. I was felt it's too many accessories, too many things, too many obsession about who's next, and I was felt this is time to give back what I got, but mostly to edit my life. I mean, the mosquitoes. What does it mean? We have to edit now. It's very important to be conscious. Then we don't need so much things, but we have to edit words, clothes, life, moments. Because, for example, pandemic. It teaches us how it's important to edit the time, because now we don't have time to spend together, and then it became much important. And that's why sustainability is something that has to really change our mind to thinking, you know? Let's say, in fashion, the last decade, this was too much focus on who's next. And this kind of crazy consumer became too addicted and too insane, okay? That's why now we have to rewind. But in sustainability means many things. First of all, edit your consumer fashion, edit what really you need. Second, edit the way to produce fashion, like we have to, that's why transparency for the
whole
big
supply
brand.
chain.
The big brand has to talk, has to tell where they produce, how they produce, who is involved in this process, because it's very important. Then every part of the filiera della moda became sustainable, but also respect all the part of the involved in this process. Okay, and that's made in Italy is pretty good because I can tell you after about the example of sustainability. Okay, third, about sustainability also. Give a great example to the new generation and educate the new generation about this problem, because this has to start from the school. In fact, when last season, when I had my workshop in Istituto Marangoni, I said we had to talking about sustainability. Right away, we had to educate the new generation, because I wasn't. I didn't know about this. I was felt something strange, but I didn't know anything about compostable fabric, recycling. Yeah, we grew up with vintage a little, but vintage was another way to consume fashion, but not respect fashion. That's why now I think it's very important to, this is the very feel, where you have to rebuild everything. Allora,
it's a reset.
A reset.
You told in one interview it's time to reset.
To reset. But has to start from the new generation. That's why I always say to my students, you have a great possibility, you know, a great opportunity, because it's the world, the next is yours. you had to invent everything. You had to invent a new way to consume, to produce, to thinking, to to sensibilize and be conscious about the problem. Because I didn't. I can tell you, it was like using fur. Fur.
Yes.
Okay, I use fur. I mean, you know how much I love the
Yeah,
animals.
I see
but
it.
you know how much fur I use it in my life.
Oh.
Okay. At one point, we was starting to thinking about, be conscious about. That's not a good way to treat
The nature.
Animal. And I was so obsessed by animals. I mean, I live in I have an animal around me. Then I said, you're right, basta, this is no good. Okay, that's the same, and now became a big issue. That's why we have to talk about this one in the beginning, but also to be aware how the big, for example, the big production, the fast fashion can be produced in the cheap way. That if this is damaged something, or still we can find a solution. But so luckily, then every brand put so many efforts now in this issue.
So do you feel the fast fashion has also a future in sustainability?
But for example, H&M, they now put a lot, because they are Swedish. They are this kind of great culture, great imagination or background. They put so much effort to found the way,
sustainability way.
For sure, all of us.
They have to, no?
We have to. No
Everybody
choice.
have to, no choice.
This is no choice. That's why, like fur, it took 20 years to take off the fur from the collection list. Because I remember in the 90s, outside the show, this was a couple of animalist people. I remember very well, but we was thinking there is something right about, but took 20 years to get conscious. Then you don't need it. You need to do that. You don't need to put fur, and it's much better. Also, we have so many solutions about that problem. Okay, but now I want to tell you how good it is. This one I wrote yesterday.
Okay.
I see in British Vogue Edward Henningfull, which is the chief of British Vogue, which is very, very sensible about the new great problematic about fashion, like Black Lives Matter, or was one of the pioneers about that, or about sustainability. He gave in November issue this great interview about Prince Charles, because Prince Charles used to have a foundation called the Prince Foundation, called Modern Artisan, about sustainability. He is incredible how he live in, how he care about this sustainability issue. They made a collaboration about Yux, also Net-a-Porter, Federico Marchetti, and they made this kind of collaboration appunto to give new example, new opportunity to the artisan, the modern artisan, to understand how protect the nature, the sustainability, the clothes, or wherever. And they have it's incredible how good they come the interview in online and on the print magazine about Prince Charles, talking about his closet. Then he has the jacket, wearing this linen jacket. They have 20 years, this linen jacket. How it's important to him to don't make it the right pieces, not just throw away, blah, blah, blah. I think this is very, very, very good. And for sure they produce, I think now they're going to produce something, proper line, collection, wherever. But it's good, it's very good. Federico Marchetti, which is the chief of Yux, you know him. Yes. He's an Italian nerd, incredible, smart man. He's doing this kind of collaboration, took the tradition of and the culture of the British princess, blah, 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 royalty, and put this one online with Hughes and Net-a-Porter, all this word, to make a new start of artisan. I mean, I think this is very interesting.
And to find the people, really influencer people
to talking about
who is part of this change.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to tell you another two examples of sustainability that make me thinking about. Yesterday, Giuliano Calza, which is the brand of GD. You know, I cannot say this name.
GDCD.
He's talking about the appunto one step they done. You know, the big tag, because you always put a big tag on the
garments,
t-shirt, whatever. It was on plastic, done on plastic, and now we change this big tag and put a compostable, a sustainable material. And this is a big change, because we have to really change all the system, But it's nice then starting from him, you know, new generation. Or another example is a small example, but made me thinking how good it can be, you know, can be the life for us.
And it's really helpful for emerging brands in Hungary too, or in the world too. So
Absolutely.
Those examples.
Absolutely. And now, for example, in Prada, I want to tell you how when Lorenzo, the son of Signora Miuccia, came inside of the factory, working inside, he's starting to do this project, Re-Nylon, using the new nylon.
For the bags.
For the but also for the coat. All the nylon now inside of Prada is a recycling of nylon from wherever, from the world, to make a recycling fabric, which is very incredible, no? Because it's this is part from new generation, because they had to change, for sure. They don't have choice. They have to change right away. We can switch, but they have to reset, for me.
And also the customers have changed, the mindset.
Yes, absolutely. But you have to, the customers to really now thinking differently when they shop, to edit the right thing. Edit the right pieces, recycling. That's why also, for example, so many, it's no more vintage, like Vestiaire, for example, so many websites about e-commerce website it became very, very strong, because it's not the way to, it's the way to recycling fashion, which is very
pre-owned
smart.
also. It's the pre-owned is also part of the e-commerce now.
Yes, then this is very interesting. The way to change blood, we slowly there. We arrive.
So now let's talk about the impact of the COVID-19 of the fashion industry. In this summer, the Hungarian Fashion and Design Agency implemented a new series for the HFD Academy. The name is New View Podcast and Videocast series. It's helping with topics to the emerging brands and the established brands in Hungary, how to change, how to start the change. What do you think in overall fashion industry has learned about this situation?
I think this was predictable in a certain way. Something was collapsed, something was too much, something was too fast. So many events, so many collections, so many pre-collections, so many. That's why when, for example, Alessandro Michele in Gucci or Anthony Vaccarello in Saint Laurent talking about let's slow down a little bit, or Giorgio Armani in Italy, it was something predictable in a certain way. It was too much for the creativity to have this, to stay in the schedule, to keep going like that, and also for the market to absorb so many stuff like that. Then before pandemic is a big acceleration, is a big tsunami, but something was not good and not right in the last 5 years in fashion. It was too fast. Also people, people working inside, we was not enjoying anymore as used to. the events, the communication, because it was like every day it was something to go, something to be. And now we have to again reset, slow down, but be conscious. Be conscious. There is we are so lucky. There is a big opportunity to talk about dream. Still making a big dream in fashion, a therapeutic dream for people, but has to be the right one. Not in the same time you give a dream, you say bye, 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 bye. This was too much, the link to dreaming and buying. It's better dreaming. And now, for example, all these interesting designers, the new design, they decide to don't show in the same time, to be outside of the schedule of the fashion week, decide to get a time to do the collection, to show the collection when is the right time for them. And also, for example, Alessandro, all the group, the caring group, let's say, Balenciaga, Vuitton, but also the new generation like Attico, for example, the two girls decide to don't present the collection in 6 months before, but they present the collection when is the right time, and more close to, just to don't give the anxious to be on the next. This is means also for us, for all of us in beyond the scene, to get slow. We have to respect the natural cycle. For me,
yeah, it's true, and it was a big question for the Hungarian brands too. How many collections or how many pieces in one collection should produce?
Less.
Do you think it will be less?
Yeah, less, but already. Yeah. This last fashion week was already a lesson of resetting. The collection was shorter, smaller. It was related more to the market, not to just a big communication, everything. Less global. Again, attention. Another thing interesting, I was doing an interview with Alessandro Michele in Gucci. I was saying, you think now we have to put more attention of a local market? Because what doesn't make sense if I go to Tokyo, found the same place, same bright, same stuff in Milano. Look too much global, similar, but thinking about climate situation, local. For example, now we live in Italy. Did you see? Winter has became very short moment.
Yes.
Now,
lucky you.
Lucky us. Why we need a 10 coat? You know what I mean?
Yes.
For example, we had to be more related to local needs, local demand, local, which is fantastic because when we used to do that, when I used to travel to Japan, I remember when I used to go there, I used to say, oh, I found just here. Oh, I go direct to Comme des Garçons, to Yoshi, to all this, because it was something authentic from that country that you can easily find in Paris. Or that's also the curiosity to find something new.
That is local.
Local. Attention, be less global, more local.
Yeah, it's like here we are under the trees of olives. This is the time and this is the place where we can buy olives oil. And this is how we can find the right pieces of fashion in Italy, in Hungary, and more focused to the local people.
Absolutely.
And do you think it's made in Europe? It's more important now?
Yeah, I mean, for example, made in Europe, made in Italy. That's why I say that in that one we are so good still, because it means it's a guarantee of quality.
Yes.
Because we are obsessed by quality, but also it means to support the local industry, our local artisanality, which is part of our culture. It's very important. I mean, still in Italy, in Europe, everyone came to produce stuff, to found the fabric.
In Italy?
In Italy. All America. I remember one very funny anecdote. It was when I used to go to see the young generation of American designers like Alexander Wang, Jason Wu, Joseph, they will speak exactly. They use perfectly Italian terms, terms about fashion, about fabric. And I would say fresco di lana. I say, oh, you know that. I mean, that means because luckily everyone came in our country to produce or buy the fabric. And stuff. Then now is very important to do the right thing. Here you found their
craftsmanship.
I cannot say this word. Yeah, this is our plus.
Yeah.
Then it's much better to support this one to make here, and maybe you can do another production in China, but different. You know,
different quality, different
quality, different. I mean, I'm totally respect all the job because I think now you can really learn from every different country something very good about how produce, but we have to respect again the local tradition, the local time also, to not get convulsed.
Absolutely, I agree with you. It's really important now to focus on more the local things. And here in Italy, you have all the part of the supply chain, so you can produce the textile, you can produce the clothes, and you have the designers. So it's amazing time for Italy, for Europe, because in Hungary we have also local brands. We have also local producers, not so big as in Italy, but that's mean more countries can involve now this system.
Again, noi diciamo, we say la mangia e la pongia. That's difficult to translate. They say the right is in the middle.
Yeah.
We try this.
In the middle. It's
okay. I mean, I don't want to get a local close mind. I like to be Italian. Like I try in my career to be Italian, but I used to work with the Japan since 30 years.
Yes.
13. Then I like to have my mind open, but my feet on the grass, on the floor.
Yes.
Try to make the right always balance.
Absolutely.
But luckily, made in Europe now it became a very force because it's about guarantee, equality guarantee. Right. And this is what Anna Wintour say in the last interview. Say, listen, you Italian, you don't worry, made in Italy is what the people want.
Yes,
that's
true. It's absolutely true.
At least we have one thing.
At the HFDA, we have several mentoring programs.
Yeah.
And during these mentoring programs, we have young talents, and also we have upcoming designers or emerging designers too. And the following question came from them. Yeah. So you are passionate about fashion. It's absolutely true, and we can see
but
it.
We will do question and answer. No, we will together.
We will do. There will be live. So there will be live.
This
the questions.
Came already.
This is just.
But it has to be smart.
But it's really
smart. The question. I mean.
Okay,
carefully.
So it's careful. So you are known to have over 4,000 pairs of shoes, and this is the question: how changed it?
Yeah, I told you it was one moment 2 years ago when I decided. I mean, it was come up in my mind. It was a time to give back. It was also I felt that this collection very heavy, very macabre, very. I say, why I need all these shoes? What it became so heavy on my shoulder, and I found, and I was feeling something is wrong, and I decided to give, like a metaphoric way to share my experience, to give back my luckiness, and now I'm so happy to have a small, small and some, normal closet. Now I try to edit very well the pieces. I don't want to accumulate. I think when you say, I would say I'm collector. Collector is not good.
Not good.
Not good word anymore.
Okay.
Collector became like a killer. It's something have some macabre. You say macabre, like macabre. It means something relate to the obsession, heaviness. No good.
No good.
Something alive.
So everything has changed a lot.
Everything changed. Then no more shoes, 40,000. No, I don't have any more. And so luckily we went. They was sold out because I give a live auction with Christie's and with the Net-a-Porter the second day online selling, sold out in one day. Everything was sold out. Also cheap, very for cheap money because I wish to get this heritage to the young generation.
Yes.
I wish to see my Chanel tailleur on the 14-year girls on the street. Say, oh, this is mine.
It's a good
yeah, I think it's
message.
Great,
I
great
think it's a
message.
really good message
And,
for
you know,
everybody.
At that time, it was so much energy in these events. I was obsessed by this event. I do all by myself. I was to organize everything, the auction, the Net-a-Porter, all the party, interview. I remember I was, after that, I never get ill. After that, I was bad with the fever because so much energy after these events.
I can imagine it
was
could be really hard.
the mostly strong thing that I did by myself. But this was the right moment.
It's a right, absolutely.
And after that, everything was completely
Changed.
I said, you know?
That was the moment.
That
in
was
this
the moment.
Okay. So Anna, thank you again for
you.
inviting me here, this wonderful Puglia. It's a truly pleasure to be here with
Thank
you,
you so
and
much.
I really hope you can visit us
Absolutely.
in Budapest soon.
I wish to come soon because I went when I used to be 18 in Budapest. I love your country. I love your culture. It's such a nice place, so rich of history, artisanal culture. And I really wish, because I used to luckily I travel around the world for all the fashion week. I visit so many different countries, and this opened my mind a lot. That was my job in the last 10 years. Visit, present,
Cities.
attend, sitting, attend events. I mean, for example, I remember I went to Kazakhstan. I said, why I went to Kazakhstan at one point? It was so nice to travel in this very atypical country. And now we stock, but we enjoy the natural life. And nature, again, means take your time slowly.
Slowly.
Don't go so fast. So fast you don't really enjoy the sunset, you don't really enjoy the way the flower open up one morning. Then I think it's the right time to slow down. But I wish to come in your country soon.